This video tutorial is about selling group travel through Pied Pipers or group leaders, and I'm Joni Ogg. So what is a Pied Piper or group leader? A Pied Piper or group leader is an individual or couple that are leaders within their niche, business, church, or affinity groups that plan, organize, promote, and escort group travel. Depending on the type of group, a group leader's authority may be given loosely by the members or may be more formal, as in the case of someone a hospital may appoint to package a group outing for their employees. Finding and understanding the legal authority for a group leader to represent the group will be instrumental in contracting and documenting the agreement between you and the group leader. As an example, if you are working with someone on a religious group that represents a church where they are a member soliciting other church members, does the church itself need to be named in the agreement? Is the group leader an employee of the church that can legally bind the church in a contract? There are thousands of group leaders that regularly take groups annually, and the best ones have a consistent following that tend to travel with them. It is not uncommon to find group leaders that form multiple groups per year. So what does the Pied Piper or group leader do? Once the group leader decides on which date from the dates that you are offering your niche group travel event, they execute a written contract and place the required deposit required by the agreement. Here are some of the major responsibilities of a Pied Piper or group leader. They market the group travel event to potential group members that may be interested in joining the group. They manage the creation of the group member list and also manage the deposit and payment options. They maintain a detailed accounting of members' deposits and payments. They act as the intermediary between you and the group members. They manage the marketing budget if one was established in the group costing. And they manage the pre-departure distribution of documents to the group members. And they escort the group, unless you are going to be the escort. They oversee all elements that make up the group experience. So what makes a good Pied Piper or group leader? The best group leaders are already successfully moving groups. It isn't uncommon for a group leader to take several groups a year on various travel experiences. They usually have an established clientele and are very comfortable marketing and escorting groups and tend to have a strong presence in their special niche. They may have their own website, social media presence, and branding. They understand how to sell the group, manage the paperwork and the finances, and are also competent escorts, having escorted a number of group travel events. And they understand the very nature of putting groups together and will not waste your time with trivial questions and requests. If you are approached by a new potential Pied Piper or group leader, you should ascertain exactly what his or her niche connection is and the extent of it. As an example, if you're doing a special dive group to Truk Lagoon in Micronesia, if the Pied Piper owns 2 dive shops and has traveled extensively, it might make sense to give he or she a try. The strength of a Pied Piper or group leader's connectivity with potential niche group members will tell you whether to take a chance on them or not. And finally, a group leader has also the necessary escorting skills. So what makes a bad Pied Piper or group leader? Pied Pipers and group leaders that you will want to avoid are those with virtually no history moving groups, no experience as an escort, and are not well-traveled, and have no formal niche connectivity with potential group members. First, they will waste your time with never-ending questions and requests and will likely not fill the group because of their lack of professionalism. An example of this would be someone that is not connected to potential niche members but would love to get a free trip. As an example, if someone contacted you to be a group leader that only likes to dive and would love to dive Truk Lagoon, it is unlikely that they have any way of reaching potential group members and certainly would not have a following. Since you are on the hook to perform with your suppliers, allowing someone that likely will not perform is something you need to avoid at all costs. Pied Piper or group leader remuneration is important. Many group leaders thoroughly enjoy the process of organizing a group and then escorting it. And for this reason, most group leaders are happy to take on the task for complimentary travel only. However, if you have a seasoned and popular group leader, you may need to negotiate their remuneration. Things like first-class air, limo transfers, a resort suite, or cruise suite, an expense allowance can go quite far to motivating Pied Pipers. Depending on the niche you are marketing, most group leaders will have an established expectation of their remuneration requirements, which you can uncover while interviewing them. And since the variable costs have been amortized over the first 50% of the total group members anticipated, you can easily build a remuneration schedule of tiered payouts. So let's say you're shooting for 40 passengers in 20 cabins. It might look like this: 20 packs, 1 free berth for the group leader; 40 packs, 1 free cabin for a group leader and a guest; 60 packs, 1 free cabin and first-class round-trip airfare; and 80 packs, 1 free suite and first-class air; 100 packs, 1 free suite, round-trip first-class air, and $2,500 expense account. So you can easily see the benefits to the group leader to fill the space all the way. In this case, the variable operating and marketing costs were amortized over the first 20 passengers. The upgrades, air, and expense account are funded from the embedded variable costs. Now, how does a Pied Piper or a group leader program work? Once you've identified your niche and have blocked space for multiple dates of the same itinerary, you are ready to start acquiring group leaders. We will do a separate tutorial on marketing to group leaders, but the process is pretty straightforward. You will tell your story to potential group leaders, who then are given the opportunity to select a specific departure date to begin promoting. And since the variable marketing budget is established in the group costing and is amortized over the first 50% of the potential group size, you have the funds to be able to provide the group leader marketing tools that they can use to promote the group. This might include a group-specific website, brochures, flyers, or many other tools that may be specific to your niche. And upon execution of the agreement between you and the group leader, it is the group leader's responsibility for soliciting group members. The group leader is required to place a deposit to hold the group space, and the deposit should be in the amount of your financial exposure should the group never get off the ground, and also be relative to the risks that the specific group leader represents. As an example, if the group leader is successfully moving several groups per year and has done so many for so many years, there is a likelihood that they will not perform. On the other hand, if the group leader has not moved any groups before, but has strong connectivity to potential group members, the deposit may be much higher. The bottom line is that you have someone that does not want to place a deposit, you need to find someone else. You want the group leader invested in the positive outcome of this movement. So let's go over the main takeaway points from this tutorial. Use Pied Pipers and group leaders to grow groups. Understand what makes a good and a bad group leader. And have a motivating remuneration program. And always remember that if a group leader does not want to give a deposit, they just can't be a group leader. We hope that you've enjoyed this brief tutorial. For more tutorials of interest to travel professionals, be sure to visit homebasedtravelagent.com. And thanks again for being with me today.